In this video, I'm going to show you how to connect an Xbox One controller to your Android smartphone or tablet. Now, what you're going to need an Xbox One controller, and you're going to need an Xbox One S controller. So if you have bought a brand new Xbox One S, you will have this controller. Or if you have bought a brand new Xbox One controller since October 2016 and beyond, you will have this controller as well. Now, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to turn on your Xbox One controller, and most likely it'll be connected to your Xbox One console. And once you actually turn on your Xbox One controller, the next step is going to be flip it over to the top, and as you can see, there is a micro USB port, and next to the micro USB port there is a button, and that button is the syncing and pairing button. So go ahead and hold that down, and once you hold that down, the controller will start blinking, and as you can see, it is in pairing mode, and this means when it's blinking, it is ready to be paired with a device. Now, what you're going to want to do is on your Android smartphone or tablet, you're going to want to go into the settings of your Android device. So go ahead and go into the settings of your Android device, and you're going to want to go into Bluetooth. And once you go into Bluetooth, it should automatically find your Xbox One controller. So I'm just going to go ahead and go into my Bluetooth settings. And as you can see, it does say available devices, Xbox wireless controller at the bottom. And I'm just going to go ahead and touch that. And once I touch that, it should automatically pair up with my Xbox One controller. And as you can see right here, the Xbox controller changed from a flashing light to a solid light. Once you get the solid light, that means you are paired with your Android device and you are ready to go. And as you can see on screen on my Android device, you can see I can fully move in the menus. I can fully move in the home screen. I can control apps. I can turn them on and whatnot. But most likely, you're connecting your Xbox One controller to your Android device to play games. And what I must say when playing games with the Xbox One controller, it is hit or miss when it comes to games. Some games do run with it, and some games do run with it, but it won't fully work with the game. So some functions of the game don't work properly, so you can't use it, and some games don't support it at all. Honestly, when it comes to playing Android games with the Xbox One controller, it is kind of hit or miss when you're using the Xbox One controller. Honestly, I really wouldn't recommend using an Xbox One controller with Android games because it is hit or miss, like I said. I would honestly, it's better off just to get a normal gamepad that is supported for Android because it'll work with more games and be compatible with every feature of a game. But I do have a game that this fully does support, and I am going to show you on camera how the game functions. The game that I'm talking about is Asphalt 8 Airborne. It is fully compatible with that game. I did try Modern Combat 4, and Modern Combat 4 only worked with part of the buttons or part of the controls in the game, so you can't fully play the game with the Xbox One controller. I even tried going to the settings of the game, and it does support gamepad, but you can't configure it, so Modern Combat 4 is out the question. Basically, with Modern Combat 4, you can shoot the gun, you can control your player, but the biggest problem is you cannot control your gun on the screen, and when you shoot, you do have to use the start button of the Xbox One controller, so it is really finicky and not even worth it to play Modern Combat 4 with an Xbox One controller. So I'm just going to show you Asphalt 8 Airborne right now. I do have a game already up and running. Now, like I said, every feature of the game does work. I can fully control my car, the gas, the nitrous, the brake, and everything like that. So this is a great game to play with the Xbox One controller. I'm just going to go ahead and resume. The A button is going to be your gas. The B button is going to be your NOS, your boost. And the analog stick controls your car. RT is a brake / drift in the game. And as you can see, everything is fully functional in this game. I am using my Xbox One controller to play this game. So this is one of the games that does fully support the Xbox One controller, and it honestly plays beautifully with the Xbox One controller. As you can see, there's more NOS. There's my brake. There's my gas for the car. And pretty much everything works in the game. Now, to reconnect the Xbox One controller back to your Xbox console, what you're gonna want to do is you're just want to go back on the top of it and click down the button on the top, the syncing button, and make sure you hit the syncing button on your Xbox One as well, and that'll make sure you put it back with your Xbox One console, so you can repair it with your Xbox One console, because you can't have two devices connected at once when you're using your Xbox One controller. So make sure you hit the pairing button and the pairing button on your Xbox One to resync it with your Xbox One once you're done using it with your Android device. And then once you go back on your Android device, you're going to have to do the same setup I just showed you to reconnect it to your Android device. Now, there's probably more games that do support the Xbox One controller on Android. I don't know all of them, so you're gonna have to just play around and find games that work and just experiment around. I don't know them all, but the only one I know is Asphalt 8 Airborne, and that's pretty much how to connect an Xbox One controller to your Android device. Anyway, guys, peace out. I'll see you guys later in my next video. I'm out, guys.